So she flew back to England without a visa, and at the airport they rejected her landing visa. I didn't know what to do. I quit my job. I got on the same plane. Daddy, can we get Uber Eats? And I'm like, yeah, let's get Uber Eats. And I'll arrange for Uber Eats to be delivered in South Africa to them.
They have Uber Eats in South Africa.
Yeah, they've got everything. They've got electricity. They've got roads and tarmac. They've got yeah.
Not like Canada.
Yeah, not like those.
But they don't have snow in South Africa, do they?
They do in the mountains. Yeah, Cape Town will snow sometimes.
They import it from Canada.
Yeah, because South Africa has got that much money, of course. No, I'm kidding.
Hello everyone, in another yet new video. And first of all, you guys see the background. There's something going on here. So it's because I'm not in sunny Kaohsiung and I'm almost in sunny Taiwan.
Cloudy.
Cloudy, but not rainy.
Yeah.
That's why we're in Taiwan and we are interviewing probably the most famous person after David Beckham, then Queen, then we have Alan in Taiwan. He's the most famous uncle and the most famous Englishman, right?
Sounds like it. I'll take it. I'll accept it.
It's alright.
Welcome to my house.
Thank you. I love it here.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
And we also have another Englishman. When I told him I'm going to Taiwan,
yeah,
saying, no, I need to go with you. And he's like, okay, you can come. And I sit down. You can lead it. So we have a duffel here.
Oh.
So what brought you to Taiwan?
So basically, I was working in London and I met a South African girl who was at the end of her work and holiday maker visa. So we kind of started dating, fell in love, the whole romantic story. She went back to South Africa for a year.
Okay.
We did long distance relationship, and eventually I was fed up and I said, just come back, it's fine. So she flew back to England without a visa, and at the airport they rejected her landing visa.
Oh.
So they sent her back on the same plane.
That is unfortunate.
I didn't know what to do. I quit my job. I got on the same plane.
Queen, you really did it.
Yeah, I left my car at the airport.
You don't seem like this kind of guy.
Romantic guy.
Well, I called my dad and told my dad what was going on, because it was like 2008, very early 2008.
Okay.
So I couldn't book a flight on my phone. So I had to call my dad and say, like, Dad, I need to book me a flight to South Africa on VS602 was the flight number.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, today? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, and what date are you coming back? I was like, no, just one way. Literally like a movie scene, like one-way ticket. Eventually we got onto the airplane and we met up with each other and we flew back. She was bawling her eyes out, crying. And she's like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, in my mind I'm thinking, I have no fucking clue what we're gonna do. But I was like, it's gonna be okay, we'll make a plan. And she said, well, there's always this country called Taiwan. And I was like, what do you do there? And she's like, you teach English. And I was like, I don't know how to teach English.
Well, you speak English, that's enough, right?
Well, I found out that I do teach English, and I did it for 10 years.
Why did you start a YouTube channel?
Well, my YouTube channel started because my son moved back to South Africa in 2017. We FaceTime every day, and we usually play cell phone games or try and have a chat, but he'll just be watching TV or watching YouTube, and he'll be a bit distracted. So my ex-wife said to me, why don't you start a YouTube channel and let William see your life in Taiwan and let him see like how you live. As soon as I started putting them online, Taiwanese people started subscribing and watching. Yeah,
it's a nice way to start, just for the sake of your son, and then it turned into like a career, basically.
But you're gonna spend with that, so
yeah, and now like even my most recent video, I did like a Lunar New Year video, and I only published it yesterday, and I spoke to him this morning, and my first question is, did you watch my new video? He's like, yeah. I'm like, and I'll ask him questions like, okay.
You like a t-shirt. Really.
So what did we eat? He was like, you ate some weird chicken meatballs and you gave your friends some red envelopes. And I was like, okay, so you did watch it then. So he still watches my videos even if I'm not making them directly for him. I spend some days, like Saturdays, if I'm in the daytime not doing anything, I'll spend it on the phone to my son. Like maybe for an hour we don't even talk. I can hear him playing his games, he can hear me typing away on my computer, and then he'll mention something like, Daddy, can we get Uber Eats? And I'm like, yeah, let's get Uber Eats. I'll arrange for Uber Eats to be delivered in South Africa to them.
They have Uber Eats in South Africa.
Yeah, they've got everything. They've got electricity. They've got roads and tarmac. They've got.
So when you move in here with your wife, who is actually a foreigner, like both of you are foreigners. So you know, like most of the like Taiwanese and foreigners, they actually, you know, they get, I mean, they find like a couple. They create a couple with somebody who's local.
Okay.
So like for me or for Dafong, it's pretty much easier because if I don't understand something going on, then it's like, okay, there's your girlfriend, there's your wife, we're gonna explain you.
Yeah.
But if two foreigners move into Taiwan, it's a completely different
It's
story.
like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that, but it's also more adventurous.
Yeah.
Like we came to Taiwan 2008. I think we separated in 2013. So we had like 5 solid good years together here, and in that time we got married and we had a son, and we went through all of the paperwork that involves, and for me that was the biggest adventure ever. Those 5 years with Amor, her name is Amor.
Yeah.
With those 5 years with my ex-wife were like the most adventurous, fun parts of my life here, because we did it together, and like
you have something unknown to discover.
Yeah, and it was fun because we originally came here, we wanted to come for 1 year.
Okay.
So the first year we just saved money like crazy, and we lived in the countryside. The schools were paying our rent. We were earning like $70,000-$80,000 a month each, which is a lot of money.
It was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
When you're not paying rent.
Yeah.
And we saved like $1 million NT in the first year. It was insane. We just had I've never had so much money in my whole life. And then we decided to stay for 1 more year. So we started to live a bit more, but we kept that money. And then we went to South Africa for the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup in 2010. And we just spent $1 million. And it was amazing. It was we rented cars, we stayed in hotels, we drove everywhere. We went to like 14 different football matches. We drank a whole lot of South African wine.
So all the savings are gone.
Well, they were gone, and then we came back in 2010, and then we were like, okay, let's have a proper big wedding in South Africa in 2011, sorry. So we did it again. We stingy saved, 很小气, like counting the pennies.
What did you eat then?
Oh, like
frozen dumplings.
No, we would the cheapest from the supermarket, boil them ourselves at home.
Yeah.
We'd have like 100 kwai a day each for like food.
Each of you, that's not that bad.
Food, coffee, and everything. So again, we saved up almost $1 million again, but not quite. And then we went to South Africa again and had like a family wedding. I invited my family from England, and then we just spent all the money again. So then we came back, and eventually then we were pregnant with William, and ever since I've had William, I've not had a penny to my name.
Amor.
Yeah.
To
South Africa.
South Africa, and you stay in Taiwan alone. So how did you feel then? What was your plan from that moment?
Well, actually, to be honest, the day that she left was quite easy, because she left via England.
Oh.
So we all went back to England for Christmas in 2016, the end of 2016, and then they went to South Africa, and I came back to Taiwan.
Okay.
So it was kind of the happiest time of my life, seeing my son with my mum and dad and his cousins, and there was snow at Christmas that year, so they were all playing in the snow, and it was just punctuated with this day where
everything end up. It's like a balloon, and you needle and pump.
I'm pretty sure there's like an equilateral triangle between the 3 countries. It's like 9,000 kilometers each way.
Oh, yeah.
So like I went 9,000 kilometers that way, and she went 9,000 kilometers that way, and took William with her, and I came back to Taiwan in like January the 2nd or 3rd.
So what is your plan then?
Well, I was still teaching then. So I was still teaching for a couple of years. And all of my coworkers, I'd worked for the same company for 10 years. So all of my coworkers know my situation inside out.
Oh.
They're really supportive, and they rallied around me and let me feel like I had a really good foundation here. So it was pretty rough, but also it's what I kind of imagined would happen when we separated. I just didn't prepare really well for it. But anyway, I knew that William was going to get a good education. Comfort myself knowing that he's happy. He goes to school with no shoes on. He plays rugby, cricket, tennis, golf, chess, like all of.
That's pretty happy childhood.
He's super happy, but again, there are people that will be like, but he's not got his dad next to him, and I get that. But
you live here 15 years, so how you see Taiwanese people as in general, how do they change? Like, do you see any differences than Taiwan 15 years ago over like Taiwan 2008 versus 2022?
I don't think they've changed that much, but I think my attitude and my interaction with them has changed a lot more. Like, I lived like in a bubble for 10 years, I would say, when I was an English teacher. I lived in the countryside. Like I said, I experienced a lot of things with my ex-wife for 5 years. Then for 5 years, I focused on being a teacher, like trying to help my school build up its reputation. only over the past few years since becoming a YouTuber have I really dove into Taiwanese culture.
Have like an opportunity to really get into it.
Just being friends with more people.
Yeah.
So meeting this Taiwanese girl in a bar, and she says, "Oh, my friends are going to this KTV," so I go to this KTV with this group of guys and girls together. I get to see them interact in their bubble as an outsider. Whereas sometimes in the past it would be me and my foreign friends going to a foreign bar and having with a Taiwanese person in the bubble. But now I'm the person in the bubble, so I get to see like they're incredibly fun, relaxed, happy people in their own safety zone.
Yeah.
But outside of that safety zone is a different.
Very shy.
Yeah, more reserved, like more introverted.
They don't show too much feelings outside.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because like most people come to Taiwan and they have their single life here.
Okay, yeah.
They experience everything, right?
Yeah.
And and they find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and they get married, they have kids, and they stuck in their comfort zone. That's like 90% situations, and you are the opposite.
Yeah, I've lived my life in reverse, basically. Yeah.
You live here like as a couple, like then your son was born.
Yeah.
So you've heard like and then boom, you're like a single guy now. After 10 years in Taiwan, right?
差不多, yeah. So yeah, like and I get judged a lot for it. A lot of people will say that I'm living my life irresponsibly, or I do what I want. Like I'm responsible to my son. I earn enough money to pay for everything that I need to pay for him, and when he's old enough, he'll come to Taiwan, we'll travel around the world together. I'll have money for that and give him like great experiences when he's old enough to do so.
He comes to Taiwan, where are you gonna take him first?
We'll do a full 环岛. Like there's no question what will happen. Like we'll get in the car, we'll drive.
You're gonna find that car in the parking that you left 6 months ago.
Yeah. Or I'll rent a car. Like I got enough money to rent a car at least for 3 days. I think I can afford it.
Taiwan is the most expensive rental in the world.
Yeah, I did notice it's expensive renting cars here.
Guys, it's the most expensive rental in the world. You know how much it is per day to rent a car? Write a comment below. How old is he now?
He's 9.
9.
Yeah. I've got stars. I got 7 stars. I was gonna get stars every year he had a birthday. So every year he's born, I'm gonna get a new star tattoo somewhere on my body, because I think it'll be fun when I bring a girl home and she'll be like, "Oh God, when you've got 7, 8, 9," and then I'll be like, "Okay, my son is 24. Find the rest."
Thank you very much. That was a great visit here in Taiwan.
Pleasure.
So far.
Always nice to have a chat with new friends.
Yeah, we're gonna make it again, definitely.
For sure.
It's not that far, and so thank you for watching the video. I hope you love it, and make sure you subscribe to英国叔叔 channel, because he is the most famous person from England here for sure.
In Taiwan.
And if not, you can make it, right? If you subscribe, you ask your uncle, you ask your cousin, and a cousin's cousin. Everybody subscribe. You're gonna be more famous than Queen of England. Thank you very much, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.